Okay, I'll kind of show a quick little video of kind of how I trim. These are baby back ribs. There's some fat hanging off this one. These are just kind of some smaller racks just for a family get together today. So one of them's a little smaller, shorter than the other. There's a little bone here on the end. I usually try to take find the smallest little piece on the end and kind of take that off. This longer rack here, let's see, good meat down there, but there's a bone right here on the end, so that's not really gonna cook well, so I'll cut that off. Here's the biggest trick that I've learned with pork ribs, whether it's St. Louis, spare, or baby back, is most everyone pulls the membrane off. I always did that, but then I saw someone do it a little differently, and I've done it ever since this way, and it's just as good. It saves you time, and it's way easier. So instead of getting in and pulling the membrane off the racks of ribs that you're doing, I just score them and really just kind of crisscross score the back of them, and then that really, the membrane just kind of cooks off of them like this. So, you know, it doesn't have to be pretty because you're not going to see it, but I just score them pretty good on the membrane. And then they just kind of cook right off. So just do it as much as you want. But the ribs stay together. It doesn't affect the cook any, but you don't get that membrane staying on when you're eating them. So like I said, I think that's way easier than trying to get in there and pull that membrane off. So that's what I do. So yep, just kind of score them up. I try to make crisscross. But like I said, it's not like when you score a pork butt and you want it to look pretty because it cooks that way. This is on the bottom of the ribs. You don't see it. I just kind of score them up as much as I can, and then the membrane just kind of cooks right off of them, but the ribs, like I said, stay together. So that's it. Okay, these are the seasonings that I like to use. I like a little bit of a sweeter flavor on pork, whether it's pork butt, or pork ribs. So this is kind of my go-to is the Cosmos Killer Honeybee. It's sweet. I got a new one this week from H-E-B. It's a sweet Texas heat rub. So I'm gonna use the H-E-B rub this week because it's a new one. So we'll give it a try. So what I do is I season the back first and then I let it soak in and absorb. So just kind of go on the sides and get the back of the ribs. Like I said, it takes a little time. So what I'll do is I'll season the back side and then go get the smoker started, and I put it on pretty heavy. I will sauce the ribs. I'll wrap them in foil later. So these are baby backs. So what I'll do is about 3 hours in the smoker unwrapped and then wrap them up in foil. I'll show you how I do that. And then about an hour cook in the foil. And that's about, so 4 hours total, 3 unwrapped, 1 wrapped. And that's about all baby backs need. Spares and St. Louis take a little longer, but you can smell the heat. So it's definitely got some sweet flavor and you can kind of smell the heat to it. But I put it on pretty good. I'm gonna go start the smoker. I'll let this sit for about 10 minutes to kind of absorb in the ribs. And after I get the smoker started, let this absorb, I'll come back and show you how I do the other side. Gonna show you guys kind of how I light the gravity fed. So I use a little torch, so I turn the gas on. I light it from down here. Okay, back at Diamond L Barbecue. So I showed you how I use the torch to get the fire started. So basically I open everything up. So to get the fire going, the quickest way I know is to keep the lid open, which you can't really see now with the smoke, but basically I did what I showed in my other video, which this time I put 3 small oak splits in 3 of the corners of the chute. And then I fill the rest with B&B lumps. So like I said before, I don't like using briquettes. I think they leave a funny flavor, smell, and I think they build up a lot more ash than the lump charcoal does. There's no bridging, no issues. I've used these things since the gravity fed smoker was released. So I've got the chute open. You can see the smoke coming out while it gets going. It takes about 15 minutes, and then I'll hook the fan up and set up my probes to let the fan do the work, getting it up to temperature. This is kind of how I keep the stack open. It gives a good smoky flavor. Like I said, I use B&B lump. I still have the door open, so basically I'll season the rest of the meat that I have to put on, and then I'll come out here and hook the fan up to the ball valve and let it get a temperature that way. But yeah, 5, 10, 15 minutes while I deal with the meat seasoning inside, and then I'll hook the fan up and we'll be off and running. Okay, I got the smoker started. We're letting it come up to temperature. These are the back side of the ribs. You can see it kind of soaked in a little bit. The meat's sweating. We're gonna flip them over and season the top sides. And then I'll show you something when we're done that I'm also gonna throw on the smoker while we have it going. So, like I said, I put the seasoning on pretty heavy on pork ribs, because once you wrap it and you put a little stuff that I'll show you in the wrap, sometimes it can overwhelm the seasoning. So you wanna make sure you season it nice and heavy if you can. Every meat that I season, I kind of start on the edges and then get the center. Okay, so then I kind of come back around. And since you're wrapping them, it doesn't have to be perfect, because these things are going to be wrapped with some sauce, some butter, some honey, a little bit of brown sugar. So these are, I like the sweet profile on pork ribs. And so we're going to make sure these are done good. So we're going to let that kind of soak in while the smoker finishes coming to temperature. And I'm going to show you one more thing that I'm going to put on with them. So I like these Hardcore Carnivore jalapeno cheddar sausages. I get them at H-E-B. They're pre-cooked, so really you just need to get some smoke flavor on them. So I don't know, 30 minutes is about all I do just to get that good smoke flavor on them. And they're pretty delicious. But yeah, I will come back once I get everything on the smoker. One quick video. I'm getting ready to put these ribs on the smoker, but just wanted to show how good this rub looked soaked into the meat. Perfect. You can't beat that. So putting everything on the smoker, just wanted to show you what they look like after they sat for about 10 minutes with the rub on them. All right, guys, a quick update. The sausage is about to come off soon. It's about ready. It's got enough smoke on there. Ribs are coming along good, just to kind of show you. So there is just amazing smoke coming out of the stack. I'm telling you, splits and lump charcoal combo just cannot be beat on the smoker. So here's the sausages. Like I said, it's about to come off. And then ribs looking good. Yeah, hard to beat. Like I said, the combo of lump charcoal. I've got a wood chunk in the ash pan, splits in the chute, lump in the chute. Just smoke coming out of there perfectly. And it smells just like an offset the way this runs. We'll check back when I wrap. Okay, I wanted to take a quick video of the process when I wrap the ribs. So I've got the baby back ribs on, so they have just hit 3 hours. So I'm gonna take them off and put them in the foil. So basically, I do 3 hours unwrapped and then 1 hour wrapped in the foil on baby backs. And I run the smoker at about 275 for the whole cook. So in the foil, what I do is I put down some brown sugar, some barbecue sauce, honey, and 2 little pats of butter. I put the meat side down and then put them back on, like I said, for that last hour, and that'll be it. And then I let them rest, 1 to 2 hours before I slice them up and eat them. So just wanted to show you kind of how I put everything in the foil before I wrap the ribs. Okay, a quick shot of what the ribs look like before I wrap them. I do spritz the ribs a couple times in the cook, but yeah, this is 3 hours and about to go in that foil. Okay, so these are the ribs getting ready to go into the foil. Just wanted to show them looking good. They're gonna go meat side down in the foil for 1 more hour and that'll do it. Okay, so one quick video of the ribs. So I did put a little sauce just on the back side, the bone side of the ribs, and then can see the mixture underneath. So meat side down with the butter, the brown sugar, the sauce, and the honey. I'll wrap them up and put them on the smoker for 1 more hour. Okay, here's how the ribs turned out. And there's some of the jalapeno cheddar sausage. But those ribs are, look at those things shine. Looking good. Delicious meal.